Hi, so when we left Aeneas at line 429, he and Achates were on watching all the work going on with the building of Carthage. From lines 430 to 436, we see him compare this work to that of bees in an extended simile that's marked by the word qualis here on line 1. Let's take a look at that. Qualis apes aestate nova per flore aurora exercet sub sole labor, just as work beneath the sun through the flowery countryside or fields, aestate noa in new or early summer, ablative of time, just as work trains bees. So just as work beneath the sun in early summer through the flowery fields trains the bees, cum gentes adultos educunt fetus, when, cum temporal clause, we can tell because this is not subjunctive, when they lead out the grown offspring of the hive. Usually against gentes is tribe or clan. However, since we're talking about a tribe of bees, it makes more sense to describe a hive here. We're now going to see three different things, each introduced by the word out, that describe the work going on in the beehive. Either, because out is either or, when they stow their flowing honey and stretch the cells, meaning the cells of the beehive, dulci nectare, with sweet nectar, meaning the honey that's been brought in, or they receive the burdens of those coming in. So the bees that have been coming out in the field collecting honey are coming back into the hive. This is a genitive plural present active participle that's missing the letter I here, almost in a slight syncope. Or, and look at this, agmine facto, with a battle line drawn. So we have these bees being compared to the Carthaginians, who are one of Rome's most famous historical enemies, being compared to a battle line. There's military imagery here, just like we had with the deers being slain once Aeneas and his men landed with the 7 ships. Agmina was also used there. Or they keep the drones, the ignorant herd, from the hives with a drawn battle line. So in other words, drones from other hives could be attacking them, and they keep them out. Very interesting, considering that all the workmen inside the Carthaginian hive are building a city, and Aeneas and Achates, who end up becoming one of Carthage's greatest enemies, are watching them. So there are the three things going on. Honey's being collected. They're accepting deliveries from incoming drones, and they're defending the hive from other hives' drones. Fervet opus redolent quod tumo fragrantia mella. The work boils, and the fragrant honeys smell of are fragrant with time. Remember, honey takes on the scent of the flower from which it's been collected. So a citrus honey might have a slight scent from an herb-collected honey like thyme. Aeneas, watching all this work, now says one of the most famous lines in the Aeneid about the Carthaginians. O fortunati quorum jam moenia surgunt. Oh, fortunate ones. This adjective is being used substantively as a noun, so we can say ones or men here. You could even say lucky ones and make it the title of a Nicholas Sparks novel. Quorum whose walls are already going up. So he's a little bit envious of the Carthaginians here. They're building. He's not even home yet, we think. Aeneas speaks and looks up at the heights of the city. Now we have a little bit of a divine intervention again. Remember, Aeneas was just talking with his mama, Venus, and Aeneas is Saeptus Nebula, shrouded in a cloud. So he's being rendered invisible by his mother, by her hand. So shrouded in a cloud, mirabile dictu, marvelous to say. There's an ablative supine there. He brings himself through the midst of them. So he's walking down through all the work being done. Miscetque viris, and mixes with the men. Neque cernitur uli, and is not seen by any. So Aeneas is walking through the initial phases of Carthage right now, unseen, and the place that he ends up is going to remind him of his roots and all the pains that he's already been through.